What's up, YouTube? I am the Vanilla Nerd, and today I'm going to talk about Kpop Demon Hunters. Yes, I'm caving. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. This movie is all over my feed. I keep hearing people talk about it and rave about it and stuff, so I was like, you know what? I should take a look. I do like K-pop from time to time, and I do like fun animation, so it should be good. And I watched it and I had a good time. So before I go any more in depth, there will be spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen it, go give it a watch. It's pretty fun. And then come back and watch this video, hopefully. But yeah, this is going to be my spoiler-filled review of Kpop Demon Hunters. Okay, so right off the bat, I have to appreciate how insane this movie kind of is. It definitely feels like they just kind of took two very different things, K-pop music and demon hunting, and we're just like, let's throw them together and see what happens. But they did it in a very satisfying and fun way, which I think was really surprising to me and really just goes to show that you can really take two ideas, and if you work hard enough, you can combine anything to make a good story. And I know technically this kind of thing has been done before with similar shows and movies and stuff, but I don't really know those and I don't really care. This one was fun and I enjoyed it. It does still feel very different, but it works well the way they did it. It just works really well together, how it all goes. So yeah, that was fun. But honestly, after having watched this movie, it's very clear why this movie is so loved. You know, obviously the music is the number one thing bringing people in. All of the songs are really catchy, really fun, and they're K-pop, as the name implies. It promises to be K-pop, and it delivers in spades. It's great. On top of that, I think the character design is really excellent, whether it's our three main girls or the Sajar boys or whomever. Everyone in this film just looks really good, and they have unique looks and styles and things to them, which just makes me so happy, because so often in animation it's like a lot of people focus on like two or three characters, but then the rest of the characters are just kind of left by the wayside. But in this one, it really felt like every single character was given some love, given some great attention to detail, and wanting to make that character stand out and be unique, which I can't praise enough. So good. And then to that end, I'll just say the animation in general was a 10 out of 10. This was such a pretty and fun movie to watch. It really took the use of animation and pushed the envelope on what animation could do and what it could be. This movie, I don't think ever works in live action. I'm sure some people might try, but that's beside the point. The point is, it's so pretty and so fun because it's animated, and the magic and everything feels normal and not out of place because everything's animated, so it just looks good and like it's supposed to all work together. So I really appreciate how well the animation was used to bring this story to life, and that's something I can't overrate enough. And on top of all of that, the fighting was also really fun. I loved the choreography of their fight scenes. I loved how each of them used a different weapon, each of the Huntrix, I should say. And all of the fights were inventive and fun and used their locations in an exciting and entertaining way. So great job on the choreography. That was also a really exciting part for me. But more than the animation or the character design or the music is the fact that the themes of this film are just really upbeat and positive, you know? Don't listen to those inner negative voices in your head. Yes, you have mistakes, but you can be more than your mistakes. Accept them, don't pretend like they don't exist, but move past them, grow beyond them. You are more than your mistakes. You are better than your mistakes. It's not that you don't make mistakes, but it's just that you don't have to let your mistakes define you. And all of that is super positive and super uplifting and super needed in this world today. And so I just really appreciated how positive and happy and upbeat this movie is, which is another big reason why it was such a success and so happy. Wow, surprising that a movie that doesn't tell you that isn't super depressing is actually really good and well liked. Who would have thought? And this all leads me to my big problem with this film, which is that I think it was overrated. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying it, but in all honesty, it just was, for me at least. I was expecting more and I got less. I think the last time a movie like this made such a big wave on the internet was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I really liked that film. And I remember watching it kind of at the same time I watched this movie, where, at least in chronological order, where it's like both had amassed a bunch of internet hype. I'd seen death show up on a half a dozen videos. I'd seen these songs show up on a half a dozen videos. So I finally decided to watch both of those movies. And when I watched Puss in Boots, I was really satisfied. I was like, yeah, that one was a great movie, deserved all the hype it got. This one I felt like didn't stick the landing. I don't know. I was left wanting more, and that's unfortunate for me. Now, to be fair, I have only seen this movie once. It's very possible that a second watch would improve my enjoyment of the film more, and maybe I'll make a video down the line after I've seen it a second time, retrospective and retconning what I have to say. But ultimately, the problem was at the end of this film, I was left confused why the ending was supposed to be happy. Because at the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the movie, they're like, we're going to sing Golden, and we're going to create a permanent spirit shield, and then the demons will be kept out. Yay, hooray. And at the end of the movie, they sang a song, albeit not Golden, it was What It Sounds Like. They sang that song, and then they created a permanent shield, and the demons were locked out, and yay, they're all happy. And it's like, wait, why is that different? How is that different? I'm so confused. Why is this better? I didn't get that. I feel like they just were so close to greatness, and all they needed was like a little more of a dialogue, a little more monologue from Rumi to talk about why her new shield is going to be better than the old one they were creating. I feel like the pieces are there, but they just didn't explain it well enough to me, and I kind of had to piece it together after the movie was finished, and that's not something I really want to be doing as the customer or as the viewer. I should just be able to enjoy it as is. Now, to be fair, I give a lot of credit to movies that I piece things together for, like Star Wars, like the MCU. And so maybe I shouldn't be as harsh on this film, and that's why I still like this movie. I still think it's really good, but it did just leave me wanting more, and therefore I can't say I love it as much as I feel like everyone else does. I don't know. And the other thing I kind of didn't like about the ending was the fact that Genu died and sacrificed himself. I feel like this movie absolutely deserved a fairy tale ending and could have had one, and it wouldn't have been that big of a problem for him to be saved. Because otherwise I just feel like this whole adventure was useless. It's like, okay, I guess Rumi and the rest of the Huntress learned to love themselves, and that's good. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like we went on this journey to learn that like demons are more than just these one-dimensionally evil bad guys. There's more to it than that. So why didn't we save some of them and stuff? Maybe not all of them. I'm sure there are some of Guima's thralls who are just so in love with Guima they're willing to die with him and stuff and be trapped by this behind the spirit shield with him and stuff like that. But it's like, what about Genu and some of the others? Like, surely he wasn't the only human that made some poor decisions and regrets it, right? I'm just Plus, on top of everything else, I'm a little disappointed that we never found out the backstory of Rumi. Like, I guess her mom dated a demon some point down the line, and like we never get that explained. Like, I felt like that could have backed up the themes of everything else. Like, her mom realized that demons weren't as bad as they should be, and so then, she dated a demon, and then they had her, and they hoped that through her, some of the demons would be able to be saved from Guima's influence. That feels like a very natural subplot that was definitely at one point thought of in the movie, but they never actually explored. So, again, all of this just leads me down to the point of, I was underwhelmed with this film. I like it. I like the animation. I will rewatch it again. It's very fun. The fighting is excellent. Everything's good, but it's just not great,